Welcome to the Clemson Dubcast. It is Wednesday, July 12th. We are down to 13 on our countdown of the top 25 players on Clemson's roster at TigerIllustrated.com. This is a summer tradition, and we talk to a number of folks over there in the football offices, around the football offices, people who have a pretty good feel for the players and their strengths, weaknesses, and all that. Coming in at 13 is R.J. Mickens, the safety. Plenty more coming at TigerIllustrated.com. My good friends Blake Smith and Brooke Archenhold have been part of the podcast since the beginning, way back in August of 2018. They have an accomplished team of personal injury attorneys at Parham, Smith, and Archenhold, based in Greenville. They are Clemson people, and their skillful attorneys have decades of experience in complicated litigation matters, taking a special interest in medical malpractice, nursing home abuse, and neglect, car accident cases that have left the individuals involved in serious trouble. For a free consultation at Parham, Smith, and Archenhold, call 864-990-4581 or online at parhamlaw.com. That's P-A-R-H-A-M law.com. Solero Communications, formerly known as Tandem Payment, is a full-service integrated electronic payments provider powered by leading-edge technology. Solero provides a wide array of merchant solutions, simplified payments. They make onboarding, taking payments, maintaining risk management and compliance, and getting support quick and easy. At Solero, they're all about helping you achieve sustainable growth as a business. Taking payments isn't the only thing your business needs. With Solero's solutions, you can manage inventory, sell products and services via social media, schedule staff, track sales, get reports, and much, much more. Find out more about Solero at solerocommerce.com. That's C-E-L-E-R-O commerce.com. Want to share a quick word about Founders Federal Credit Union? If you've been to a sporting event in Clemson, you've probably heard about Founders already. They are the official credit union partner of the Clemson Tigers. In addition to that, all Clemson faculty, staff, and students are eligible for membership as well as IPTAY members. Its office is located beside the Walmart Neighborhood Market on Old Greenville Highway in Clemson. For more information, go to foundersfcu.com. Okay, to our conversation with Kayvon Wallace, who joined us earlier today, fresh off some workouts over there at Clemson's football facilities. Here we go. Enjoy. Okay, we are joined by Kayvon Wallace, former Clemson star who absolutely left his mark with the football program and apparently is back in Clemson at the moment. Am I correct on that, Kayvon?
Yes, sir. I've been back here for the past 3 weeks, grinding for the off season.
Okay. Tell me where, just sort of, obviously a lot has happened since you left, but I'm just interested to get your view on where things are right now for you in life, in your professional life as well with the Eagles after 3 seasons. Just sort of maybe sum things up for us if you don't mind.
Where can I start? So you want me to just talk about my rookie year or going into them now? Or
you can just, you don't have to, you can go as long or as short as you want to, just sort of how things are looking for you maybe right now, I guess you could say.
Okay. Right now, things are looking very well. 2 of our starting safeties last year signed major deals on other teams. So there's a spot open. And I'm just, willing to just do my best to compete, willing to do my best to help the team. And if you know me, I'm definitely a team player, one of the guys that's going to go out there and lead by example and just, put it all on the line to be victorious, no matter what it takes, no matter what I got to go through, no matter what I got to tell somebody, don't matter. All I'm about is just winning, winning championships, winning each and every game, each and every week. Just trying to, just not only just build a legacy for me as a player, but me as a winner as well. I want to continue to just, surround myself with like-minded men and guys who want to go out there and win. And this year has been a great setup for me to do just that. Like I said, the spot is open. I got some great competition back there that's going to push me to be better and it's going to challenge me to go out there and earn it. And that's what I'm going to do. My previous couple of years, I've been in and out of the starting role to backup role. And injuries and things like that lingered, and just ultimately just helped me appreciate, what I have in front of me now. I feel like everything that I've been through my first 3 years prepared me for this moment. And I feel like this is going to be the year where I blossom. This is going to be the year where I take control. And this is going to be a year where I feel like we're going to put the icing on the cake and get our Super Bowl. So I've just been in Clemson. Been here, like I said, 3.5 weeks. Just trying to get back to my roots, get back to that grind, that old school grind, working 2-a-days. Field work, lifting, mobility, extra treatment. It's been a great environment here already. Clemson has done nothing but build and build and build. And coming back here and just using all the equipment that they have, all the treatment that they have, all the massage chairs, the cryo chambers, whatever they got to better me, the nutritions, the trainers, whatever. I'm just taking advantage of that, and I'm using it, for my advantage. For it can help me for my years to come. I feel like I'm at peace here. I got a bunch of friends up here who I haven't seen in a while, coaches, staff members I haven't seen in a while. So I've been surrounded by nothing but love. It's always positive here. And, Clemson is all about football. So me being back here, man, just keeping the main thing.
From your knowledge, is it common for NFL guys to go back to their school or to go somewhere, some other specialized training facilities somewhere else? I'm just curious. I'm ignorant, so help enlighten me.
Usually guys go somewhere new, probably somewhere they heard of, because that's what I did. Somewhere new, where they heard of, where they get good work and it's a good environment and things like that. You rarely see guys go back at their schools to train and to work out. I don't think that's a very common thing. I know guys that have done it, but I've seen 8 times out of 10 more guys just going to new places, new environments to get the work that they got back at their old school. But like I said, for me, I feel like going back to your roots, going back to, what made you a man, what opportunities that you took advantage of, just bringing back memories, and not only just bringing back memories, just getting back to that work that I put in when I was here as well.
A lot of people talk about, former players and their love of being back at Clemson or whatever their alma mater is. But what is probably not talked about as much, particularly here at Clemson, as we talk about all these lavish facilities that have been built, I guess in the last 7 years, because when you got here in 2016, the Reeves Center.
We were still at
the stadium. Yeah.
We were still at the stadium when I first got here.
In the West End Zone. I guess in the context of talking about all the facilities, it's talked about from a recruiting perspective or from the perspective of what players who are here, in progress, in the middle of their college careers can take advantage of, but it's not often talked about what you're doing. I mean, NFL guys can come back, and that's a big part, it seems, of the Dabo and Clemson model is saying, look, when you come to us, the relationship and the commitment is not just for the 3, 4, or 5 years you're here, but this is a lifetime thing. Am I hitting that?
Lifetime, man. Have a great relationship with Sweeney, man. He's been hard on me, but he's always been like a big brother, a big mentor, a father figure, if you will. Just always wanting the best out of him I'm always wanting the best out of himself, but also his players. He's a player's coach, and he's always been that way. Even with guys that was in the league before me, he told them, come back. come back, see me come back and grind and get back to what what you used to do. And I was one of those guys who kind of ignored it my first couple of years, just trying to figure it out all on my own. But I gave it a shot, and it has done nothing but benefit me so far. I just can't wait to see the benefits of it throughout the season. But Sweeney and just that Clemson culture, man, it's always family-oriented. It's always just love. Like I mentioned earlier, when I got here, it just was love, just in the air, positivity, all the things that, the environment you just want to be in to be successful. It's here. And that's also a huge reason why I came back.
Can you give us like a specific sort of picture and a sense of what is available to you from a training perspective and what exactly you're doing and what maybe is here that might not be elsewhere?
Everything that a current Clemson football player has access to, we have the same access. Trainers, weight room, nutrition, even, just almost just everything. We have a list of players that are here who are on the same list as, the former players that are here as far as like nutrition and eating breakfast, lunch, just the little things. It's all available to us. It's as if we play here. Whatever we need, practice facility, whatever. I don't really know what else there is,
Sure.
honestly. It's anything that you can ask for is available to you, no matter if you're a current or a previous player. It's love, man. It's great out here.
Can you tell me what your schedule is every day?
It varies. Sometimes I work out early in the morning, 6 in the morning, 7 in the morning. Sometimes I work out later, 10 in the morning, 11 in the morning. And I usually try to do my best to get my second workout in around 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. But I've been at it for 3.5 weeks, just working out twice a day, going in the morning, then going later in the afternoon. Even on days of recovery, just trying to get that extra work in, the extra 30 minutes or 40 minutes of work that I need to put in. But every day just been consistent, 6 days a week, Monday through Saturday. Sunday is probably the only day that I don't do something. And even on Sunday, I do something. I play basketball, something, shoot around, box. Boxing is a love of mine that I found 2 years ago that kind of like stuck with me. So I box a lot, especially on my off days or on my recovery days. Just, finding ways to stay active, getting in, but definitely going at it 6 days a week. Probably get 2 workouts out of I probably get 2 workouts a day, 4 days out of those 6 days. And just been at it ever since.
I gotta hear how you discovered boxing 2 years ago. What's the story there?
I always been a fan of Floyd and just his winning competitiveness and all the greats like Kobe, Bron, Tom Brady. Just always been into greats, but Floyd was in a different world when it comes to, for me, what greatness looks like. Is boxing is one-on-one. Yeah, you got your team and your little trainer that's telling you what you can do better, doing a miss, but it's a one-on-one battle. And just seeing Floyd just kind of perfect that. Just going out there and being victorious each and every round. I just go on YouTube and watch all his old fights over and over again. And then one day, one of my trainers wanted to do like a little boxing circuit. And when I did the boxing circuit, I was like, I like this. And then me personally, I look awful. Like, my technique was bad, my footwork was bad, my head was exposed. Like, it was so much stuff that I was just doing wrong, and I just wanted to get better at it. And the more I wanted to get better at it, the more, I basically just found a love for it. And then I would go on YouTube and just find videos of old fights, or I'll just watch guys who's up and coming. It's so much excitement going on right now in the boxing world. It's amazing. But just finding ways to get better at that, and I end up finding the love for it and continuously doing it. I sparred a couple times. It's been an awesome journey, awesome hobby that I can pick up, and you can do it for a very long time as well.
Does this help your instincts or footwork or anything on the football field?
Oh yeah, just hand-eye coordination, just small stuff like, a defensive back. We jam the tight ends or the receivers. Just working on hand placement, and then, us also being on defense, we punch the ball out or try to find ways to get the ball out. Working on, how to actually punch and how to actually, use your force through your hips, onto your shoulders, onto your arms, onto your hands to get the maximum force. Just small things like that can help me out there in the football field. Because now I can go out there and perfectly punch a football out, or I can go out there and perfectly not lunge and punch a tight end or a receiver with my jam. And then number one thing it helps is cardio for sure. If you watch boxing or know any boxers, they can run all day. They can box all day. And if you ever box yourself, you'll notice that you can get very tired throwing 50 punches, like very tired. And it helps with conditioning, short lateral movements, just small things that helps better my game as well.
Of course, I guess, as you know, Dabo Sweeney, he brings the boxing gloves out for the DBs when they're getting too grabby.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So that's usually not a good thing. What would you say, Kayvon, if you had a notion of what the NFL was going to be like before you went into the NFL? What now, 3 years later, what about it was sort of unpredictable or different from what you might have expected going in?
The way the fans kind of play a role on teams, the way the politic game is usually always talked about, but you don't really know until you experience it yourself exactly what that means. And being in the league, for the past 3 years, definitely exposed exactly what that really means. When they say politics kind of run in the field, media and stuff like that, certain things that's being said is certain things that can literally be the topic on that organization. Just small stuff that, I don't know, man, that like I just didn't expect my first 3 years. I'm thinking it's obviously a faster pace. I'm thinking it's all ball, but it's a fast pace, but it's definitely more than just ball. You got to be on and off the field guy. That's something that I didn't notice. Like a lot of off-season stuff play a huge role on just you as a player, who you are and stuff like that. They pay attention to it, not only just the coaches, but even the media and outside people. They want to see you put the work in. They want to see you get better. Just a lot of things that, you try to just focus on yourself, but social media kind of keep exposing you to it. So politics usually the number one thing that I take away from it that I didn't expect there was going to be such a huge impact on my career or anybody NFL's career.
Can you give an example, like just to better understand what you're talking about?
I mean, I don't really like
Doesn't have to be anything that happened to you necessarily. I'm just like a maybe just
I don't want to put myself under the bus.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like, just in general, just to give people a better idea of what you're talking about. But I understand.
I'll just say this: it was a guy that I was on a team with when I first got here, and I personally feel like the media disliked the guy so much, and it played such a huge role that it was like even causing conflict in the organization, in the room, and was causing, it ultimately for the guy to get released or traded. And they all came from just the media. The staff and the players saw it one way. The outside world saw it the other way, and it kind of literally, just affected the player, and it affected, how the staff and the coaches seen the player, and it ultimately, got the player traded or out of there. I never knew, the media and the outside world have so much power and authority, but they do. In certain circumstances, I wouldn't say in every situation, at every organization, at every team, but in certain situations, certain circumstances, they definitely have a huge role that I didn't expect.
Yeah, like Clemson is its stadium, it's the whole atmosphere around football is
culture, man. It's culture.
Yeah, I was just going to say, like, it's regarded as an intense sort of atmosphere, but Philly, and I guess you could lump in New York and places like that as well, just a different type of intensity from the fans, from the media, just from the overall just sort of feeling around it, I would guess.
Yeah, it was the media that I experienced in Clemson was completely different than what I'm experiencing here at the Eagles. I feel like here they give you more benefit of the doubt. Of course, it's intensity, and I feel like it's intensified based off of how many people we have in the stands and how many alumni come back and show love, and it's just the culture is what brings this football program at Clemson just together. And I feel like the culture is set, and it's a standard that's set. So the fans know what we need out of them, and they know what they need out of the players. And it's it's a platform where I feel like here, they just want you to win. They want you to just go out there and do your best, try your best, and just go out there and win. In the NFL, it's a little different. Usually, depending on where you at, especially if you're in the NFC or any team in the Northern, the Jets, the Giants, or even Philly, all those teams up north, it's tough to play in. Like if you have a bad game, they think you're a bad player. If you have a great game where you game-winning catch, they're gonna think you're the best thing since sliced bread. And it's a lot of roller coaster type of atmosphere being at the Eagles as far as like just the politics and the media. You really got to play well all the time, every single game. Ain't no leeway. They don't really care if you're sick. They don't really care if you hurt. They just want their players to go out there and just produce. Regardless of circumstances, it doesn't matter. I feel like Clemson, they give you a little bit more benefit of the doubt, especially if you a guy that's hurt or you're a guy that's sick, or they're not just turning you down. I feel like they do more uplifting than not, and that's it's a lot more serious in the NFL. It's a lot more tough, rugged. A lot of people who just try to just push your buttons or try to, just do whatever they can to get the so-called best out of you, what they think. But the whole time they downplaying you or downplaying your play, or whatever that case may be. So those are definitely two differences that you can get out of the two programs and the NFL compared to the college as well.
You went to 3 national championships when you were at Clemson. What's the difference between a national championship and going to a Super Bowl?
To me, I don't really see a big difference. It's the biggest game of your life. It's at the highest stage that you've ever been on. In college, that was the highest stage I was on, and I didn't experience the NFL. So, like, me being in the atmosphere, it was like once in a lifetime, just a gotta win situation. Your last game, legacies being made, and I also felt that way when I was at the Super Bowl. Last game of the year, gotta win, legacy being made. Stage is always set high. Millions always gonna watch, just like in college. Millions always gonna watch, and you just got to put your best performance on. You got to put your best foot forward. Even the experience, like the way they do it, is even similar. They got media, they got the parade, they got whatever it is. Like it's usually the same, usually similar. I personally feel like it's a new feeling, being that it was a new team, and then it's a new environment. It's a new feeling, but it's the same feeling. It's hard for me to explain. Like, you got to really be there to experience it. Like, be an athlete to experience, to know exactly what I mean. That it's different, but it's the same.
Absolutely thrilled to have Willie Taco joining the Dubcast as a sponsor. The company that also owns the great Freight Yard and Flock Shop in Spartanburg is run by Clemson people, and they have 5 locations for Willie Taco and its splendid brand of fresh fusion. Quick testimonial here. Recently took a party of 10 to the Easley location of Willie Taco. First time there for everybody in the group. Everything, the service, the cocktails, the food was just exceptional. Folks, this does not happen by accident. They do an amazing job across the board. The Easley location of Willie Taco is planning an event with PJ Hall, so stay tuned for that. Easley address 5051 Calhoun Memorial Highway. The website is willtaco.com. Another loyal supporter of the Dubcast is Blackacre Law Firm in Greenville, a subsidiary of Parham Smith & Archenhold. Blackacre helps South Carolina residents achieve their dreams of home ownership by providing experienced professional representation for real estate closings. Attention to detail is crucial in real estate law. Blackacre is committed to making sure nothing gets by them preparing residential or commercial closings. Blackacre also offers estate planning services for their clients in the Greenville area. Find out more about Blackacre at 864-326-3507. Jalen Hurts obviously has been just a tremendous story at the NFL level. If you put yourself back in 2018 in California when he was coming in for Tua in the second half of a game that was basically already over, or in 17 in New Orleans when Alabama kind of won in spite of him. He beat y'all in spite of him. He wasn't playing that well. He eventually gets, of course, replaced by Tua in the national championship. If you were told then, hey, Jalen is gonna be a high level NFL quarterback and even lead a team to a Super Bowl, what would your reaction have been at the time?
Jalen was my quarterback for the Senior Bowl, and that was my first time actually meeting him. When I met him, he was a guy who just worked. Very, very humble guy. Me and him are also both Leos, so like the way we carry ourselves is very, very similar. He a loner. He don't really need much people, or he don't really need much motivation. He's very, very motivated by himself, just like myself. Just seeing what type of person he was, seeing what type of work he was putting in at the Senior Bowl kind of showed me what type of player he was going to be. Obviously, you don't know exactly what he's going to be, but you knew it was a star in the making based off of just how confident he was and just how much work he just knew he had to put in to be great. Jalen's one of those guys who's first one in the locker room, last to leave. He's always been that way since I met him. So you knew he was destined for greatness already.
It's funny you mentioned the overreaction based on the most recent result at the NFL level, people flipping out one way or the other. I couldn't help but think back to the 2018 game against South Carolina. Y'all were supposed to just destroy them, and they end up throwing for 500 yards in Death Valley. You beat them by 3 touchdowns, but still Clemson fans and even media folks like me are like, I don't see how this defense is going to be able to hang against an offense like Alabama's in the playoff. And then lo and behold, you hold Notre Dame to 3 and then Alabama to 16 flipping points, which is one of the most incredible things, I think, in college national championship history. What do you remember about that time and sort of coming out of the regular season? I guess I should include Pitt in there as well because you guys shut them down in the ACC championship. What do you remember about that time and things sort of coming unglued a little bit against South Carolina, but then you guys just really becoming supremely focused and just taking everything to a totally different level come postseason?
I feel like the difference between the players and the outside world looking in, if you know the level of each and every sport, each and every level as far as college, NFL, like you know that it's at the highest. You're going against the best college football players in the world each and every week. In NFL, you're going against the best players in the world each and every week. And, you know, you just try to do your best as a team to win that game, whether it's by 1 or 100. A win is a win. And we knew that going in. As long as we get the victory, we're going to be all right. I've rarely been on a team where we look at a victory as a bad thing. We look at a victory as something that can tarnish our team the next week. Each and every game, no matter if we win by 30, no matter if we win by 7, we can do something that we didn't do that we can get better at. Each and every game, we as players know that we have to do better. We have to be better, regardless of the scoreboard, whether we lose that week either. Like, we know that we have to be better as a team, as a collective group, because there's always room for improvement. You will never have a perfect game. There's always going to be a situation where we're out of position and we got to dig ourselves out of that hole. Some games we do it, like that South Carolina games, and some games we don't. In some games you have the offense clicking and the defense not, or the defense clicking and the offense not. And you got to go back to the drawing board where all 3 phases, special teams, offense and defense, got to come together and put their best plays forward. Man, those South Carolina games and those Pitt games where we just coming out barely winning or winning by a small margin, we really just was focused on the next week, man. We weren't too worried about how close the game was. We was just trying to do what's best for us to beat the team that we was playing that following week. That 18 team, we knew we was going to beat everybody. We knew that we was going to get better. We knew that we was too together. We was too much of a brotherhood. It was too much togetherness going on. And I feel like as a team, if you don't have that unity, if you don't have that brotherhood, it's going to be hard for you to win. And being that we were so close, man, we knew when we had to get on our teammates' tail. Like, we knew where we had to get on the offense, or we had to get on the special teams, or we had to get on the defense to do better and to you know, bring out the best in them. We just did a great job playing complementary football, man. Anytime where we lacked one, the other side picked it up. And that's why I feel like 18 was the best college team college has ever seen.
That team that beat y'all a year later in New Orleans might stake a claim to that, maybe best ever offense at least.
Yeah, their defense can't mess with our defense. The numbers ain't on that level. Their offense was on the same level as our offense, but as a team, as a collective group, I feel like, me personally, if you put up the 18 team versus the LSU team, I mean, I feel like it'll be a different story. But you know, those, at the end of the day, it's all opinionated. At the end of the day, we were the first team to go 15-0 in the college football playoff era. So I'm going to forever claim it. I'm going to forever be by it. My name will forever be engraved in that ground. So I'm thankful. regardless.
When you're watching Georgia thrash TCU to get back-to-back titles, are you thinking, damn, we had to get past LSU, maybe one of the best offenses of all time, and they get to face TCU? Not fair.
Say that again?
I was just going to say, when you see Georgia going for back-to-back titles and they get to face TCU, and you're thinking, dang, we were going for back-to-back titles in 19, and we had to face one of the best offenses of all time in LSU. Not fair.
Oh, yeah. Well, you got teams that just got their era, man. You got teams that just got their year. Or you got teams that just got their moment. It's hard to win. So I feel like, TCU, they had a great year. I feel like it's a year-to-year based. I don't think it's I don't really believe in the Alabama being the top or the Clemson being the top every single year. Like, yeah, they're gonna compete for every single year because they're getting the best recruits, but that one year it could be Colorado that win it all. It could be, what I'm saying? It's a year-to-year thing, and I feel like each and every player needs to go in there and take it as that. We got to win this year. We got to win this game. We got to win this moment. And that's how you create an era. That's how you create an era of winning. That's how you create an era of just legacy, a culture of legacy. And I feel like that was what Alabama's done so long, just winning that year. Not focused on past years or years to come, just going out there and winning that year. And I felt like, Clemson has done a great job of doing just that, winning each and every year as best as they can.
Can we talk about your upbringing? The Richmond Times-Dispatch a couple of years ago did a fantastic story talking to your mother about growing up in Creighton Courts, which was a mixed income housing that had gunshots all the time, drug deals. Your mom finally decided y'all had to get out of there because of you. Can you just reflect on your childhood and how that shaped you into the person you are today, and the reason you value what you do today as a result of those experiences?
I done spoke on this so many times, and every single time I talk about it, I kind of get like a different perspective, especially being older. Man, I just want to say that I cherish each and every moment I have in my life, especially me being older and wiser and understanding that I had to go through all those things to get to where I'm at. Whether it's, walking by candlelight, or whether it's living in poverty, or whether it's, you outside all day and, you come in the house and, do it all over again. Man, living in Creighton, man, it's not much, but it's a lot at the same time. Like, you're in a small area. Your parents always telling you not to go outside this block, or not to go outside this area, or not to stay outside past the street lights. Just I grew up rough. I grew up outside with boys. I grew up, playing football on concrete, playing basketball on concrete, just doing whatever I can get myself into, man. And my mom, she stayed on me. My father wasn't present. He was in and out of prison, in and out of just different situations, different environments. So my mom had to play both roles. And her playing both roles kind of showed me that I didn't want to disappoint her. I didn't want to let her down. I didn't want to be in a position where I couldn't take care of her. She motivated me to be where I'm at today. She motivated me just through my youth. always just trying to get better and to do more. And I was one of them kids that did their best to stay out of trouble, that did their best to not hang out with the wrong crowd, and did their best to not let your mama down. I may have got a few hiccups here and there. Got suspended one time at elementary school, I think one time at high school. But for the majority part, I was doing better than those around me. And I was just basically trying to just outcompete them and do better than them. And it ultimately just made my mama happy. I had an older sister and a younger sister growing up, and me just always being around girls. I kind of had like the perfect balance where I can go outside, be rough, be tough with the guys and with the boys, play in the street, whatever. And then I go home, I got a loving mom. My older sister was like another mom for me as well. She took very great care of me. Just always having that perfect balance, rough love, tough love, and, soft love back at home. And, man, I got lucky as well. I would definitely say that, but because I had a best friend growing up doing the exact same things as I was doing, and just one year where he took a different path that I took, and he was shot and paralyzed from the waist down, and I could have been that. I could have been there. We used to literally hang out every day, all day. And just that time period where I was hanging out with him, that's when it happened to him. So, man, I definitely say God has been there every step of the way. I've been a lucky kid, not being in the wrong place at the wrong time. So many situations where I was, just being a kid outside in the mix, where I would just leave and 30 seconds later I hear gunshots. Like, it's just, man, I was definitely protected. I definitely had a shield. My mama definitely was praying for me all the time, and me going through that and growing up in that environment, it was hard, but I had, like I said, a loving mom, a shield over me, and I had so many people, like even older boys in my area that just always poured into me. Just always let me know, like, nah, don't be here. No, don't be there. No, you can't come with us. No, you can't do this. I never had a father figure right there in my household, but I had a lot of big brothers outside the household who looked after me. Some of them, put money in my pocket. Some of them put food in my stomach. Some of them even gave me the feet off theirs. So just the shoes off their feet. So I was a blessed kid. I feel like I was definitely one of the chosen ones, and I just wanted to do what I got to do to execute each and every plan that God has set for me. I want to make those who poured into me proud. I knew that me growing up in that environment wasn't going to be an excuse. I knew that, all the environments that I was surrounded by wasn't going to be an excuse for me to get what I want out of this life. I knew that I had one life to live, and I knew that I wanted to take care of my family. I want to be in a position where I don't have to worry about funds. I want to be in a position where I don't have to worry about what I'm going to eat, where I'm going to live, even what I'm going to do. I had a dream, and I chased it, and I was lucky enough to fulfill it by the grace of God. And that environment helped me be a man, helped me, I felt like it was as crazy as it may sound. I'm glad I've been through it, because like I said, I didn't have a father figure. So me being outside and me being around the older boys and them showing me the ropes and them showing me how to be tough kind of helped mold me into being a man a little bit. It's in a different way, but ultimately that's what I got out of it. And, everything happens for a reason, and that's why I'm here today.
What was your friend's name who got paralyzed, and when did this happen?
This happened about 14, 2014, 2013. No, I wasn't 13. It had to be 14. 2014, his name was Khalil Watson. Very great friend with him to this day. I actually got to see him walk across the stage this year when he graduated. Put tears in my eyes, and it actually reached news all over Virginia. And it actually even reached some of the platforms outside of Virginia, where a paralyzed guy literally got up and graduated from college, got his bachelor's.
Wow.
And walked across that stage. So everything happens for a reason. He still has a smile on his face. I still got a smile on my face. So we both blessed, man. He's blessed to be alive and well, and so am I.
One of the really striking things about that article in the Richmond paper was your mom saying, I knew I had to get out of there because of Kayvon, out of public housing. She went to school, and while she was taking classes at night, you were staying with your grandmother. But that once she got her associate's degree in human services, after she went back to the public housing complex to give mental health support to the residents there. That's just, wow, man. That's amazing.
Oh, yeah. My mom, she's the GOAT. She's going to find a way to help. She will literally give the clothes off her back to help somebody. And it's actually been a gift and a curse based off of the circumstances we have now. Because that's all she wants to do is help. She don't care about nothing else but helping others and blessing others and just trying to make the world a better place. She's literally devoted decades of her life just trying to do what she says that, God has set for her. She still does it to this day. She doesn't go on the news and talk about it publicly, but she takes 30 women in her area who are either in poverty or who have low income, and she takes them on a girls' trip. And they all get together and they go out of the state or out of the country, and they go to places for 3 or 4 days, and they experience life. She's exposing so many different women to things outside of the city of Richmond or outside the state of Virginia. And, just kudos to her on her journey. She's had a rough life, a traumatizing childhood, but she didn't let that hold her back, and that ultimately kind of bled on me. And I didn't want to keep the trauma that I went through as a kid to affect my life as well. So she has done nothing but be a tremendous leader, a great mother, and even a good father figure as well, just trying to teach me, how to be a man.
From 8th grade to 11th grade, you had the same pair of shoes, and each year you would take, and this is back according to the article, you would take 2 brushes and a cup full of soapy water and wash the shoes to keep them fresh. Take me back to that.
Man, you ask any kid that grew up in the 2000s, man, that's every kid, man. Anytime they got a white pair of shoes, they took an old toothbrush and a bar of soap and went to work. As a kid growing up, man, especially in poverty, especially where, you don't have, even 7 pair of shoes to have a different pair of shoes every day of the week. I was, rotating shoes and just finding ways to keep them clean so I can roll over them to the next year. High school, man, I done just that. It's crazy that you mentioned that, because I promise you can ask anybody in my family, I still got 4 pair of shoes that I had my senior year of high school that are still fresh. So just having that mentality that you're not going to get a lot of this, so you got to take care of it. It kind of taught me, I got to take care of the things that I have. I got to take care of the possessions that I have, because, I'm not going to have a lot of it. I'm not going to have variations of it. I'm not going to, be able to replace these things. And My mom told me, and just growing up, man. I'm heavy into hip hop, and a lot of the hip hop music they talk about cleaning your shoes and all that. So I always just try to stay on top of my stuff and make sure that I stay fly and I stay fresh.
If you're in the Columbia or Sumter or PD areas and you're in any way interested in buying and selling a home, commercial property, land, need to consider reaching out to Uptown Realty. They're based out of Sumter and run by a friend of mine, Patrick Enzer, big Clemson guy, used to cover the Tigers in a newspaper capacity, longtime supporter of Tiger Illustrated, longtime listener to the Dubcast. The home buying process should be an enjoyable experience, so let Patrick and his staff do all the heavy lifting. All you got to do is pick up the phone and call 803-774-0435 or go to uptownrealtysc.com. When you're ready for a complete renovation in your home or business, open the door to more with Harris Home and Harris Commercial. Their local experienced team will totally transform any room space, from beautiful floor coverings to construction to finished details. Harris handles every step of your renovation process, whether it's a kitchen or living room or an industrial or educational setting, like some of the positively stunning work they've done at Clemson University. Go to discoverharris.com and experience a total renovation transformation from Harris Home and Harris Commercial. On the topic of value and, appreciating and preserving what you do have, the topic of value and what players are worth is a big issue now with the advent of NIL, which I guess is a couple of years old. Wasn't around when you were at Clemson. Do you have a take on where are you on that, on players? I don't even want to call it name, image, likeness, because it's gotten to the point now where it's basically pay for play in many instances. Do you have a position on that, on what it should be like, and just how different it is now from when you were at Clemson?
I low-key don't kind of understand your question.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it was kind of long-winded. I'm just curious.
Yeah, it was. I was trying to figure out your point, but I can't really. I can't really get your point.
I have that problem a lot. Do you have an opinion on NIL in college athletics?
Oh, okay. I like that. So, I wish I would have got the chance to experience the NIL. I think what kind of messed up the college world is the transfer portal. I don't think NIL, in my opinion, has hurt the college world as much as the transfer portal. Because the transfer portal kind of taught guys that if they don't like the circumstance they in, they can just leave and start over. And a lot of them get caught up in other situations where, they may not have a spot anymore, or they may have a spot, but then they got to relearn the whole program. Now they doing catch up all over again. So it's like, I'm a guy that grinded for 4 years, so I have a different perspective on it. But the NIL, I feel like is amazing. I feel like it's deserving. I feel like it could have been done. I remember my first couple of years, they was talking about it. And I've been saying, I hope they do it before I leave. Because, it's so much money that goes into the sport. And I feel like, especially college athletes, it's more that they can get. I'm not saying they don't have enough, but I feel like it's more that they can get. And if there's more they can get, why not give it to them? Being that they putting all this work in, being they're the ones out there playing, being that they're the ones out there literally laying their bodies and life on the line. You know how many players tore their ACL within the last 3 years at Clemson?
Quite a few.
No. A lot. Too much. So It's like you're literally putting your physical bodies on the line for this game. And I feel like as much as being put in this game, it should be deserving of the players to get a lot out of it as well.
Well, another thing to consider is, have you ever seen a mid-40s or mid-50s former football or basketball player walking around?
That would freak me out.
They're having a hard time walking, a lot of them are, at least. And that's not even getting into the head stuff, with So and you already said your first, maybe second year, you didn't fully grasp what it took or what they were the message they were trying to send. I think you played in 16, you played 109 snaps. So back then, had the transfer portal been around, maybe on one of your bad days during a practice, maybe when you get chewed out, you might have been somebody who said, you know what, I'm just going to get out of here.
Yeah. I don't think that teaches guys to remain humble and to work for what you're deserving. But there are so many situations where guys leave and they end up in a better position than they was when they was at. So I feel like, just follow your heart, follow what God's telling you to do, and just do that. I wish every college player good luck, because this is hard. Being a college athlete, still being a regular student, having to do, what the regular students doing, but still having a full-time schedule with football. It's very deserving for these players to get as much as they can out of it, and I just wish best of luck to all of them.
Have you ever? I mean, you were a Clemson guy through and through, clearly, and it almost didn't happen. Have you ever thought about where you would have ended up had T.J. Green and J-Ron Kirsch not left early?
No, I don't even try to get no energy. My mom told me that was where I was supposed to be. That was where I was destined to be. So I just moved accordingly. God told me that was the school for me, and that's what it was.
What was the first communication you got from Clemson, from your recollection?
Mike Reed hit me up on Twitter and said that he wanted to come out there and visit me.
And at that point, what were your options before you got that?
I think I had Pitt, Maryland, JMU, and Cincinnati.
Wow. Because, you had a big senior year, right?
Yes.
So that's what, I guess, put
I ended up having 15 different scholarship offers 2 weeks before signing day.
Wow. You said Clemson made you a man, and you said Dabo was hard on you sometimes. Can you explain that? Give some more detail there on how that process, on just you being shaped by him and the program.
Well, when I first got to Clemson, I found myself, alone a lot, and trying to figure out what I want to do and what I can do to stay mentally, spiritually, and physically intact. And I went to a bunch of church services. My teammate Darian started a Bible study group and just stuck with that. Kind of found my way to be a better person, better man through that. I love a bunch of Bible studies, a bunch of community grouping, just being around the guys and seeing them, become a man kind of helped me in the process as well. Or seeing older guys who are already, well on their way into the NFL, pour into me and teach me the ropes, help Sweeney. I remember my senior year, going to my senior year, a prime example of him just wanting the best out of me. He had benched me in practice my senior year. I'm a guy that's trying to go to the NFL, so him benching me in practice was kind of like a wake-up call. Like, it could be taken away from you at any moment. And him doing so kind of, taught me to remain humble and still got to go earn it each and every week. And just small stuff that he do. That's one of the things that I can definitely take away from that he's done that helped mold me into not ultimately just a better player, but a better person and a better citizen. Because, anything in life, it's a battle. each and every day, and you got to win each and every day. And your fruits of your labor, you gotta be deserving of it. You gotta go earn it. And nothing in this life is going to be given to you. And him taking me through that kind of helped me understand that through football.
Why did he bench you?
I think I came out there like 1 minute late or something like that. It was something that I at the time didn't feel like was a big deal, but it definitely was a big deal. Being that the leader I was in, being that the leader I was, and being at the position I was in, he wanted me to lead by example, and that's all that was. And it was all out of love. It was all out of him just wanting the best out of me. So, but yeah, I think I was just 1 minute late to practice or something like that.
How much of an impact did Brent Venables have on you?
Huge, man, huge. I feel like I felt like I got like 80% of my football IQ from him. He taught me the ropes. He taught me the route tree. He taught me the concepts. He taught me the defensive stunts. He taught me formations. Man, all different types of coverage concepts. Man, he taught me the game, how to be a defensive player. I came in as a corner, and he didn't just teach me the corner, right? He taught me the safety. He taught me the nickel, and ultimately I ended up being a better safety than I was corner. So he basically taught me my football IQ that I needed, honestly.
What's your most cherished memory from your college career?
My most cherished memory from my college career is winning those national championships. Because not only did I win the national championships, but my family was there, and I was with my guys, man, the guys who I grinded hard with.
The best player you played with at Clemson?
The best player I played with, I played with a lot of greats. The best player, I can't name. I really don't know.
Do you remember when you first saw Trevor Lawrence on a football field and you thought, whoa, this guy's different?
Yeah, it was actually doing skills and drills. The first day he had threw us like 65-yard bomb go route off the back foot rolling out. It was crazy.
You keep in touch with him?
Here and there, yeah. He's a great guy. I was a leader on that team, so he definitely respect me. Much respect to him and his family, his wife. We got a good relationship. And a lot of those Bible studies, he was there too. So we also grow a relationship through that too, through Christ.
What's that like when you have a freshman who's a superstar almost from the moment he puts on a helmet and he's trying to mix in with the senior or junior leaders, the established leaders? I mean, you just sort of alluded to it a minute ago, how that has to sort of mesh for it to work right.
Seeing the type of player he was destined to be, and then seeing him actually be that player was definitely kind of like, it was like, I don't really know how to explain it. It's dope though. It's really, really dope to see. Really, really good to like be around greatness, because you want to be just like that. You want to be a guy who is well respected, a guy who is just destined for greatness. And just seeing the way he worked, just seeing the way he put in the time, seeing the way he lead. Since the first day he got there, you just knew it. Travis Etienne the same way, you just knew it. Some guys you see you gotta develop, like Isaiah. He didn't come in right away and ball, but over time he became a superstar. It's always good to see, players being who they're supposed to be. Superstars, growing into that role that they're supposed to grow into. It's definitely motivating, and it ultimately pushes you to be great as well. Pushes you to to do more and to be more of a player. And you want your own legacy just like they got theirs.
Who's the best player you played against in college?
In college?
Mm-hmm.
James Conner was kind of crazy. Because he was my freshman year, and me trying to tackle him was nuts.
Oh, they were running that shovel thing.
Yes, they was kicking our butts with it. Oh, man, that was... But I got to give it to Lamar Jackson, though. He's a nightmare. He's still a nightmare to this day, so I got to get... Because I seen him my true freshman year, and I seen him my junior year. No, my sophomore year. And... both games, he kind of shook me out of my shoes. So, yeah, I gotta give kudos to him. He's definitely takes the cakes. Best player I definitely played against in college football. It's not even close when it comes to him and his abilities and what he did.
I think he's the best opposing player to ever visit Death Valley.
For sure, I wouldn't disagree with that, not even in the slightest bit.
Kayvon, is there anything we haven't covered that you'd like to talk about? I've kept you for a long time, and I appreciate it.
I wanted to, just give a shout out to you for giving me this interview, and I appreciate it. I wish nothing but blessings over your life and your career. I want to give a shout out to my mom, all my coaches, Sweeney, Lauren Johnson, Nick Sirianni, Doug Peterson. Man, so many coaches who poured so much into me to ultimately just want me to be better. Shout out to my mentors, man. Shout out to all my brothers out there who I played with. Man, I can't thank a lot of people enough, man. Just want to give them their flowers.
Well, during your 4 years here, it was always enjoyable and enlightening and entertaining to talk with you in a media capacity, and really, really enjoyed catching up with you, man.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you too, man. Thank you so much for this.
All right, great stuff there from Kayvon. Appreciate him sharing so much of his time with us during a busy time. And, of course, all the best to him here in his 4th year with the Eagles. Big season with the Eagles for sure, as he said. Thanks to our sponsors for their support, including the most recent, Willie Taco. And most of all, thanks to every one of you for hitting that play button. Cheers.